Hello and welcome to the hills of Spielberg, Austria. It's time for the Formula Horizons Rolex Grosser Preis von Österreich of Season 14, better known as the Austrian Grand Prix. It's round 8 of this World Championship that, once again, is still heating up and is at its boiling point here in beautiful Austria. The Red Bull Ring, a beautiful circuit in the hills of Spielberg. There it is, 4.3818 kilometers, 2.68 miles long, 2 DRS zones. It says 3, only 2, trust me. Top speeds of 338.7 kph. Elevation change is 63.5 meters. Only 10 turns around this track. Down into turn 3, which is really just turn 2, we have Russell going down the inside of Lance Stroll, forcing Lance Stroll a bit wide but not off the track. Surprisingly, a clean move from a younger George Russell. Down into turn 4, we have Perez going down the inside of Leclerc, runs deep, and so Leclerc just goes right back, switches him down the inside, goes Leclerc, similar to how this championship battle has been going this season. Down into turn 6, we have Norris and Hamilton going wheel to wheel. Norris coming ahead on this occasion. The 3 tire compounds for this race, as always, you have the C5, the C3, and the C1. No change from any of the previous races in this season. We're back to the older, or newer graphics, but the original graphics for this race and until the end of the season. The starting grid for this race, William Epical starts P20 alongside Fernando Alonso, taking a penalty starting in P19. Sebastian Vettel starts alongside Nicholas Latifi, 18th and 17th for Williams and Aston Martin. Zuka Boy starts 16th alongside Nate Kuzma in the Williams P15, out-qualifying his teammate once again. Pierre Gasly starts 14th alongside Alan the Alien in 13th for Alfa Romeo. Jenson Button starts 12th alongside Kaito 132 in 11th, out of the top 10. Unlike their teammate Luis I Don't Know, who starts alongside Mom Be Cool in P9 for Haas, double top 10 as Easton starts 8th alongside Dad Be Cool in the Haas P7. Luna D. Darling starts 6th alongside championship contender Emerald Diggy in P5, a low qualifying for him. Who knows what can happen? Neo Hungary starts 4th alongside Landon Kanoka. Teammates of the championship contenders, 2 championship contenders right here on the front row. John B. Cool starts just behind Isaac Spacedolf on pole for this race. 5 red lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. Isaac Spacedolf gets an amazing start ahead of John B. Cool, stays ahead. Landon Kanoka could try and go down the inside of his teammate. Does not do so. Red Bull running a special, actually red livery for this race, as John B. Cool is down in P3, has Emerald Diggy right on his tail. No DRS down this straight, even though there is in real life, because that's the way that the track was designed. Thanks, Kunos. Neo Hungary runs P5, Luna D. Darling P6. Fernando Alonso, all the way at the back of the pack now, has dropped down one place, but both Haas's surprisingly still running in the top 10. Big surprise, actually, as they bundle down through turn 4 and turn 5. Fernando Alonso trying to battle with Nicholas Latifi and getting back into his actual starting position as Felipe Epicals moves up into P18 ahead of Fernando Alonso. As they all go bundling down into the final couple of corners, Emerald Diggy trying to get as good of a run as possible on his championship rival John B. Cool. Only sits a few points behind John B. Cool going into this race. Who knows what can happen as they are going wheel to wheel down the straight. John B. Cool breaks earlier. Emerald Diggy runs wide, and John B. Cool is just going to switch him back down the inside. And that was just a nice, tidy battle between the 2 championship contenders. Luna D. Darling trying to trying to get ahead of Neo Hungary, I should say, down into turn 3. Trying to sweep around the outside, does not make the place though. Easton Bound getting overtaken by Dad Be Cool, so helping his son out a little bit by holding up the championship contender to P8. And this is, if the race were to end now, this would be an amazing result for the Haas team, as Dad Be Cool hasn't scored points since, I believe, Singapore in round 2 of the season, so it has been a good few races since Haas have scored points. let alone, or that'd be cool score points, let alone double points for Haas. As Isaac Spacetoff still leads from pole and takes another new fastest lap of the Grand Prix through lap 2. As Easton Bound could try and make a move down the inside, or we're not going to see it, but Emerald Diggy once again runs wide. So does John B. Cool, though. Does not get to switch back like he did on the last lap, and that gives Neo Hungry an amazing run down the inside. Up through turn 2 and into turn 3. John B. Cool is going to try and sweep it back down the inside. Did they touch? We can't see because of the camera angle. That's just the way the game's designed once again. And they go bundling down the DRS straight into turn 4. John McCool will try and sweep it around the outside as Alonso is out of the race and he's into the pits. So we don't see that collision, but I'm assuming he got spun around and he's into the pits and out of the race. As Isaac Spacetoff still leads, a lot closer of a lead than last time out in Turkey, as my surge protector is going off once again. So if you hear beeping, it's just that. And there's less than a second between the two second drivers, you could say, based on championship standings. And Neo Hungary has gotten ahead and staying ahead and is cleared. John McCool is getting overtaken by Luna D. Darling. And Easton Bound and Dad McCool are having a good scrap down the straight. John McCool using all the battery he can to try and get past Luna D. Darling. Going to dive down the inside into turn 3. I think they might have touched there. It's very slow through turn 3, but it always is slow through that turn anyways. As they power down, DRS wide open. Look at that. Emerald Diggy in P3, 6 seconds behind the top 2. Which is separated by less than a second, so fun times for Red Bull at their home race. Easton Bound, one of the championship contenders, trying to get past the current championship leader, John B. Cool. He's going to try and sweep it down the inside, and John B. Cool breaks just a little bit earlier than Easton Bound, and Easton Bound just sails through out of turn 9 and turn 10. As they power porpoising down the straight. We have Landon Kanoka try and make a move down the inside of Isaac Spacetoff, does not even attempt it, as he knows a dive bomb from back there. It's just a bit too risky to try with how that corner profile is. So here we have Luis, I don't know, trying to get ahead of Dad Be Cool. McLaren versus Haas, not a battle you would expect to see based on the car performance throughout this season, but I mean, you never know what can happen. Around Austria. And McLaren have announced that they will be going back to a Vodafone sponsorship for next season, so it will be back to the red and chrome that they had in the 2000s and 2010s, early 2010s, as John McCool weaving around trying to break the slipstream from Dad Be Cool, as he just maintains the position through turn 1. He does not want to fall down the order any more than he already has. Started second, now 7th. Sounds like a driver of the day performance to me. As Luis, I don't know, trying to go down the inside of Dad Be Cool just sweeping it back around the outside and onto the straight they power. Down into turn 4. Did they touch? I think they might have touched just a little bit. Of course, there's no damage, as Assetto Corsa doesn't really do damage that much. As they're powering through turn 6. I keep saying powering. I don't know why. There will be new regulations, driver transfers galore, which you will see in the first race of next season. I already have all the driver transfers planned, all the liveries planned, but you will see them as we get to them. As Landon Kanoka is pushing down the what would be the first DRS zone into turn 3. Is that'd be cool, and Luis, I don't know, is still going wheel to wheel. That'd be cool. Gets on the curb a little bit there, and loses a bit of time to Luis, I don't know, and Luis, I don't know, I think could try and get ahead down into turn 3. They're almost wheel to wheel, as that'd be cool just outbreaks him. The wily old fox, that'd be cool. 50 years old, or soon to be 51 in just a few short months. But really drives like he's about 21, so doesn't really matter, especially when we have Fernando Alonso also in his 40s, but he's out of the race. Look at that, the top from 7th down to 17th, 7 seconds, 8 seconds behind the top 6. This could be a good result for Alpine, though. Luigi Darling running in P5. That'd be cool, just maintaining position. I would assume he's not going to try too hard to overtake the Ferrari, as there is a pretty decent pace difference there. But definitely trying to stay ahead of Luis, I don't know, as there is a lot less of a pace difference there. To go bundling into turn 3. Isaac Spacedolf has led every lap so far. The last time he was not in the lead of a Grand Prix was at lights out last race in Turkey, when he jumped Jenson Button and went on to dominate that race, winning by some 8 seconds, I believe. I don't have the actual data, but it was a dominant display by the Red Bull driver. As he is just powering away to hopefully his second race win of the season, which I believe it is his second race win. I can pull that up right now. Let's see. Yes, it is going to be his second race win of the season. Back-to-back race wins. I think he might be the only driver to have back-to-back race wins. And push his way truly into the title fight. But John Be Cool has already pulled ahead of Dad Be Cool in P7 by close to 3 seconds, as Isaac Spacedolf rounds the final corner for the second time this season. Is going to be a 2-time race winner. Isaac Spacedolf crossing the line and winning the Austrian Grand Prix. Landon Canoka comes home in an amazing P2 for Ferrari. And it's going to be a double podium for Red Bull in the red and white Bull, as Isaac's teammate Emerald Diggy comes home in P3. It's a battle to the line. Neo-Hungary P4, Lunatic Darling P5, Easton Bound P6. Jeremy Cool is going to come home in P7, not where he would have wanted to finish. And there's not going to be any overtakes to the line in this race, but a very interesting race it was.